Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Flashback Friday. Drew, welcome back. How was your mini vacation?
Merci. Thank you. Very good. Really feeling refreshed. Feels good to jump back on with you. It's kind of like a bit of a whirlwind. It's been a while. So,
It has.
what better way to do it than with a little Flashback Friday to a game that we both remember very well, and we're gonna have some fan stories incorporated into it. The Rangers Habs, the greatest comeback of all time for the Montreal Canadiens, 6-5, coming back over the Rangers in 2008. So this is going to be fun.
But before we get started, I feel honored to be in the presence of a cup champion.
As if you did that. That's
what a
so
legend.
Funny.
What a legend you are. I feel people should be honored to be in your presence as well. I mean, look at you.
If only you were actually on the golf course, because the legend himself, my boss is, well, it's a family-owned hotel that we work at, the Best Western here in Niagara, and our owner is absolutely phenomenal. Had the game of his life yesterday and helped lead us to this cup victory. I got to partake in it, but my goodness, I was not the facilitator of the success. Let me tell you,
No one needs to know. You look like a champion in that photo, and that's what matters.
I did make some good shots yesterday, but thank you. That is hilarious. Leading us off with that.
I mean, we're speaking of greatness, so it had to be shown.
Thank you for that. No, that's so funny. You don't get to drink out of a cup often, so
that's true.
That's why I said that to you guys in the group text today. So thank you for that. That was a lot of fun yesterday.
Well, I'm glad that you're back and that you had a great time. But as you were saying, February 19th, 2008 feels just like yesterday. I can't believe it was over 10 years ago.
Yeah,
insane.
Like 13 years
what
ago.
A team that was. You're looking at names like Komisarek, Kostison, Ryder, Cristobal Huet. Pricer was just starting. Kovalev, Koivu, just what a great team that was.
Oh, so many. I got Markov on today because
you do.
Where's my 79 here? I got
General Markey.
He was on that team, of course. And also, we can't forget, friend of Habs Tonight, Josh Georges was on this team. You can catch that interview in our list of interviews from We See Wednesday. We had the great privilege to chat with Josh about that. We should have asked him. I can't believe we didn't ask him, but there were so many questions. So many questions we could have got to him, and out of all the games that he was a part of, we could have asked about that one. But here we are.
But we went with the shot at the head with the puck, which was a little bit more important. But yes, it could have been what a game to watch, to describe. I remember sitting down with my dad watching this game. My grandparents were coming over for supper, and probably when it was 4 or 5-0, everybody went, screw this, we lost. It's going to be an embarrassing game. And I had this feeling that we were going to come back, turn the game off, maybe 20 minutes later, turn the game back on, and it's 5-3. So obviously, great fan that I am, I'm sitting down and I'm watching the rest of the game. We come back and we win 6-5. One of the greatest comebacks in Montreal history. Where were you when this happened?
Yeah, so this was the first year, I'm pretty sure, that the Thompson clan, back when we were, I think it was only my brother he hadn't even moved out yet. So this is just this, like, we were all still living in the house at the time, all 5 of us, and it was the first year that we got the center ice package,
nice.
To get every Montreal game, right? So we had the New York commentators on this one, which was great. But he was a good sport. I forget the name of the commentator, but Michael Ryder gets that first goal after it was 5-0, and then he gets the second goal, and all of a sudden he's like, "The Canadians are coming on here!" Like, you could feel it, right?
So, the nervousness in the voice.
Yeah, but it was good. It was like, okay, after the second goal, it was like, because it was 2 quick ones.
Yep.
In the second period, I believe it was. Or no, maybe was it the first? Because I know I'm trying to. I watched the highlights back, but
no, you've got. In the second period, second and third, actually.
Yeah,
they had. Third. Yeah, so just to run through it quickly, you had Dubinsky, who made it 1-0 at 11:10 in the first with a pass from Jaromir Jagr.
Crazy squad.
It was like another dimension because he was in the league, 2 years ago still.
Yeah. We got to talk about the Rangers squad too. It's interesting.
It's just insane. And then our favorite, pardon my language, but smug son of a bitch, Sean Avery, scores maybe 15 seconds after and makes it 2-0, pumps up the crowd. I mean,
yeah, he Sean, did the whole,
I left you on red in my DMs for a reason. So, I mean, I don't like you.
As little acknowledgement as possible.
I'm just gonna keep it at that. Yeah, just a smug son of a bitch, in the words of Dale Weiss. But right after Shanahan, that's a name
Brendan Shanahan.
Brendan Shanahan,
President
what a player!
Of Maple Leafs Sports and Operations, whatever his title is. Like he's in this game and he scores.
He's in the Toronto land. Yep, he scores with 6 minutes at 6 minutes and 4 seconds in the first period on a power play, and then Guy Carbonneau, who is the coach of the Montreal Canadiens at the time, which most people don't even remember, forget, or give him the credit of what he did, pulls Carey Price and puts in Cristobal Huet.
Huet. Yeah, I remember those chants still.
I remember when the fan base was freaking out because his initials were CH.
So meant to be.
It was meant to be. And then right after Huet comes in, you got Shanahan that scores his second goal of the game. The score is now 4-0. So at that point,
yep, wasn't looking good.
Nope. That's in the second period. And then about 1 minute later, Chris Drury scores and makes it 5-0. Chris Drury, who is now GM
of the Rangers. Yep.
GM of the Rangers. I absolutely loved Chris Drury as a player.
Oh, him and Danny Briere were co-captains of the Sabres. They were fun. They were both fun players to watch.
They were not fun to play against, but they were incredible to watch. If you're looking at it from like a hockey aspect, as a hockey fan, two incredible players. You got to hand it to them.
If you're looking at it from like a non-Hab killer perspective, yes.
Yeah.
Because they both
basically. And then a little bit of redemption in the second period. Michael Ryder scores one goal. 3 minutes later, Michael Ryder scores his second goal. The score is 5-2. And then Michael Komisarek, who throws a high stick, which honestly, when you look at it,
was this the one on Palmera? Because after those,
it was against the board.
Okay. I think it was against Palmera then, because
he probably just did this with his hands and it looked like a high stick, but the Montreal fan base was not happy and they decided to have a little throwing party of all the glow sticks, the pens, and whatever they had in their hands onto the ice.
Yes.
And I remember hearing Michel Lacroix, the announcer, telling people to stop throwing stuff, please be respectful. And the crowd booed for a solid 3 to 4 minutes.
Yep. I remember watching.
Leave it to Montreal to just boo for 4 minutes.
Yeah, they were already emotionally distraught in this game. They're starting to come back, and you almost felt like they were taking away the momentum. That's why the fans were pissed, I think.
That feels familiar.
Right? Oh, you're referencing something that I can't think of right now, but
yes. Excuse me.
Was it the fans not being let in the building? Is that what you're
Vegas?
Oh, Vegas! Oh my god,
Vegas.
Okay. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's another story. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's still stuck in there, months later. But right after, it looked like Plekanec had scored to make it 5-3, but it was eventually given to Kovalev. But just a quick note, that would have been Thomas Plekanec's 22nd goal of the year.
He was having a season. Oh my goodness, yeah. Plecky was having a season.
It was like primetime Plecky.
Yes,
absolutely
it was.
Loved it. He was incredible to watch that game, all over the ice. I miss Plecky.
Oh, we all do. He was one of our first interviews on the show. We'll have to have him back on because he was one of the most requested guests, along with George's, who we've had both of them on early on in this show.
Be nice to get both of them together.
That would be fun. That would be fun to get to from that team. That was a really fun team. And you mentioned Guy Carbonneau. Like all the fans loved the coach. We loved all the players. Carey was like a baby, like
he was.
It was such a fun team. And going back to Komisarek just for a second, I'm not sure if it was the same play. I think it might have been, because Paul Mara, who eventually went on to become a Hab at one point as well, the adrenaline was so high after the two Ryder goals, the first two goals, that Komisarek hit Paul Mara twice in the same shift, and then I think got called for that high sticking penalty. So that's where, high sticking, right? So the adrenaline was so high from the beginning of the comeback that Kami got the penalty, right? And oh man, it brings back those memories of that team commissary. We all loved him. I got his shirt at the time. I'm pretty sure Christine. But then eventually we get to the third goal, which I thought was still Plecky, but you corrected me on Covey there.
It was tipped by Kovalev. Even the announcers were saying it's Plekanec's 22nd goal of the year. What a season he's having. And then the announcer goes, correction, this is Alex Kovalev's goal, which I'm not angry. I mean, Covey, what a guy. And then as soon as the puck drops at center ice, Michael Ryder takes the puck and makes it 5-4. And that's Michael Ryder's hat trick.
Unbelievable.
So the fans are having a bipolar emotions, and instead of throwing glow sticks, they're throwing hats.
What a turnaround, eh? Like, what
just a huge turnaround. So, I mean, announcer's not going to say anything there. Throw your hats. Have fun.
And this was the real Michael Ryder, not to be confused with Tyler Toffoli, current number 73. The Montreal Canadiens.
I keep forgetting.
Right? Like, we struggle with that for the whole part of the first part of the season. Everyone was like, Ryder scored. I mean, even the commentators were getting his name wrong.
They were. Michael Ryder, Habs legend.
Ryder was, he is a Habs legend in my mind. He just absolutely.
In his prime, I mean, when he came back, obviously wasn't the same, but during his first tenure as a Montreal Canadien, he was clutch. You got to hand it to him. He was a hell of a player.
He was a sniper. And on that fourth goal, he just, if you watch the play, he just has all the time in the world that he just walks in, and then it's kind of a deflect. I think the shot was deflected even, but he has all the time in the world in that fourth goal to come in and bury it. I think it was along the ice past Henrik Lundqvist. And
it was a pass from Markov, like a cross pass from Markov.
From Markey.
Yeah, General Markey.
Shout
out to Markey.
And then too, big time. Oh my gosh, miss him so much.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah.
And then on a power play with 4 minutes and 25 to go, Kostitsyn to Kovalev, which is the famous fall in the ass type of goal right here. And the crowd goes insane.
And Saku,
absolutely insane.
Saku, of course, with the famous shot.
What a shot that is.
Do we have that
shot? We do right here.
Yeah, there it is.
That's going to be my next drawing, I think.
Oh, I was picturing you drawing this like a while ago because I'm like, it's such a legendary shot.
It's a legendary shot. I mean, absolutely insane. Which brings us to overtime. And I was watching the replays of that overtime earlier, and it was just back and forth, a goaltending duel. Insane. I've never been so stressed rewatching a game, which I know the outcome of.
I got to get that quoted. I've never been so stressed rewatching a game that I already know the outcome of.
I'm going to make myself a t-shirt of that.
Yeah, that's hilarious because it was as exciting an overtime as 3-on-3 is now.
Yeah.
Like that when you rewatch that.
And then we had some fans submit photos and stories of this. So our dear friend Michael here, when it was 5-5, decided to take the make some noise sign from a cheerleader, get shirtless, and ran in the upper bowl. If this doesn't describe the Montreal fan base in one photo, I don't know what will. But Michael, thank you for sharing your story. And I think what the most amazing thing is that Michael was wearing the original number 22, Steve Bégin.
Steve Bégin.
All comes full circle with number 22.
Those number 22s, man, there's something else. They never cease to make an impact, no matter how long they're on that team, man. I tell you what.
And I told Michael, I said, you better be wearing that Steve Bégin shirt for the whole season. It's a lucky shirt. You need to be wearing it. He told me it was a little bit small, but he will try his best to wear it. So, Michael, I will hold you accountable to wearing the Steve Bégin shirt.
That is awesome. That is such a good story. Thank you for sharing that, Michael.
Yes, thank you so much to everybody who submitted stories. We have Scully here who also said that he was there and that people were throwing the little flags at the entry. They got at the entry. Commissary had a physical game, and Jagger choked on the shutout. So he never screamed that much on his whole life, which I think we all did.
I was nervous for that shootout. You had Brendan Shanahan coming down, Jaromir Jagr, Chris Drury.
So basically the order here was Shanahan went first, missed. Markov went second, tried the same move he did on the previous game, missed.
The patented back.
Chris Drury goes. Chris Jury goes, and Halak makes that sliding blocker save.
Hue, you said like Halak.
Halak.
That's the year after.
Here, sorry.
We'll flash back to that.
We'll flash back to run. It's foreshadowing.
2010
or something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to cut you off, but
Cristobal Hue makes that sliding blocker save on Jury, and then we have. Let me see if I can screen share this little guy here.
Man, this was fun. Oh.
We have Captain Saku.
Oh, so good.
With a nice little move at the end. We have a still shot right here, too.
Oh, yeah.
How clutch is Saku Koivu? I miss him so much.
Oh, my goodness. Like, we talked about him in our first episode of Flashback Friday. Yep. He's come back from cancer, and here he is again. There's a theme here, I think.
There is.
The first couple episodes. Saku Koivu, man, just coming in, and that shootout winner was massive. And even going back to his shot like this in front of Kovalev when he scores, that was the cover of what became the DVD for
which I own.
Yes, the 10 greatest Montreal Canadiens games of all time, and that became one of them because that was the year of the centennial, their 100th season. That was after that season that the comeback was, but I mean, that became part of such a special time in Habs history, right? That 100-year anniversary, and then that becoming part of the 10 best games, which we both have, of course, obviously, and got to rewatch it again here. So this is love this game. Such a fun part, because what I think it did, Annik, was I think it brought the newer Habs generation of fans into the history, into the history books. We got to experience. You can say what you want about the regular season, but this was special. And I think that's why we're looking forward to a new full regular season, because these games, they still matter. And this became part of a huge game in Montreal Canadiens history that our generations got to experience and be a part of.
It's great to revisit and to talk about. I mean, it's been asked by fans for us to cover this one, and it was an absolute pleasure doing it. What a game, what a feeling. Even Chrissy here shared a story that she was watching the game with her dad, and he had written off the team completely, and she told him that there's always time for a comeback, which I feel I say pretty often too, but it doesn't work out this way usually. But they did. They had a comeback. They won, and Saku Koivu with the shootout winner, and then Jaromir Jagr, who just completely misses right after, and brings us to the whole team celebrating. What a game. What a moment. It's one for the books, like you said, and just great to revisit.
It was history in the making, and we didn't even know it at the time when we were watching that game. And then the graphic came up at the bottom when they won the greatest comeback in Montreal history. And we're like, what? Did we just witness history? Like when we watched that game, right? And that was a fun one to witness live, because you don't always get to catch the greatest moments live. You catch them on replay, but not this one. This was a game that we'll never forget.
Exactly. So, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We just hit 10K, which was a huge goal of ours, almost at 11K. So keep supporting us. Keep liking the channel. Keep liking the videos, sharing all the fun social media stuff. If you have any suggestions for a next Flashback Friday episode, please feel free to send an email, comment on Twitter, social media, whatever's easier for you. Send in your stories, and we'll be back to cover it.
We might even bring somebody on if they want to on camera.
We might.
If you're willing to share your story. It could be anything from any era, Montreal Canadiens related, Flashback Friday. We want to have your story on. If you want to come share it on video, we can bring you on just like we do during the season, during our post-game shows. So that's an option we would consider, I would think, too.
There we go. So thank you for watching, guys, and enjoy the long weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers, guys.